Hello and welcome. I'm Michael Losier. I'm glad that you've taken a few minutes to come into the section where the worksheets are. I would like to take a few minutes and give you a little demo on how to use the Clarity Through Contrast worksheet. It's one of the most important steps in the formula, so I'm going to support you in doing a good job. Now you'll notice as you print it off, there's a blank side on the left and one on the right. The left-hand side is for you to build a list of your contrast, and on the right-hand side would be the clarity. Now, using the worksheets is a great way for you to kind of come up with all the things that you don't like. So on the left-hand side, for example, on this worksheet, I've done one for relationships. So I would list all the things that I didn't like about relationships, and this is somebody else's. So they might say, I keep attracting relationships that are negative, or I keep attracting relationships where people don't do what they say they're going to do, or they're boring, or they don't have any money, or they're negative. Boy, I've only got 10 things on the list. Just because there's only 10 things doesn't mean you only have to come up with 10. Matter of fact, the more contrast that you come up with, the more clarity you'll get. You might come up with a list of 50 or 60. And as you're building this list, you might even say, I can't think of anything else to list. Well, go back to your last relationship, you'll find something else. Once you've built the list, and some of you might be thinking, I don't like to do this side, I just want to go to the clarity side. I promise you, the best way to get clear about what you do want is to know what you don't like and don't want. So spend time on this side of the page. Build a list of the things you don't like. You might do it in one sitting. You might do it over 2 or 3 days. Once you've completed the list of what you don't want, you would ask yourself the question, so what do I want? And you'd move it to the list. So if on the left-hand side you say you keep attracting relationships that are negative, my question to you is, so what do you want? Well, I'd like positive relationships. I keep attracting relationships that with poor communicators. What do you want? Good communicators. You'll notice that I've crossed off the things once I've converted them to the clarity list. I'm done looking at that list. Matter of fact, I'm crossing them off. And I like to fold it over and say, hey, there's my list of my ideal relationship. You might want to even pin that up on the wall. You might want to rewrite it. Some of you might find it helpful to be interviewed to come up with that negative list. You're thinking, I don't like building that negative list. Well, get someone to interview you and say, what else don't you like? What else don't you like? And before you know it, you'll notice how one negative thought generates another one and another one and another one. Remember, the more contrast you have, the more clarity you'll get. And with the completed Clarity Through Contrast form, you now have identified your ideal relationship. Have fun with this.